Superintendent Ko Tek Chu from the D3 Division of Anti-Trafficking in Persons and Anti-Smuggling of Migrants at Tucson to present his lecture. Please welcome.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce myself first. I'm Superintendent Ko from Criminal Investigation Departments, CID, Royal Malaysian Police. Thanks. I can recognize half the faces. My magistrate is there. It was 10 years ago, one Namira and a colleague from Dawangi also. Yeah. Right, okay. Shall we start? So for these sections, I have given the times approximately about 45 minutes until 12:15, and we'll continue with the first sections on recruitments through social medias. So the second section will take about 1 hour. I try to finish before lunch, which is 1:15. Is it okay? Or 1 o'clock? 1 o'clock should be better. Okay. All right. For these sections, this is briefly about human trafficking in Malaysia, the trends and the challenges from the perspective of Royal Malaysian Police or from the enforcement agency. The scopes of these sections basically is 7. First, introductions is about what is the trafficking, how the situations in Malaysia if compared with last year. Second, the situations, how many cases recorded for last year and this year. And number 3 is about the best practices by the enforcement agency, how we do some victim identifications to rescue victims, how we assist victims. And number 4 is some of the examples of special operations by Royal Malaysian Police from trafficking person. TIP stands for trafficking person and smuggling of migrants. Right? And then number 5, social media's approach, how we inform the publics, everybody's that we have rescues of the progress of the case and so on. And number 6 is about the international engagement. As we know that trafficking person or smuggling of migrants are transnational crimes. So we cannot stay alone. We have to work together with other countries, especially from the perspective of police to police approach. And number 7 is the way forward. So what is the strategies by Royal Malaysian Police or the enforcement agency in Malaysia to combat trafficking person. Shall we go on to the first introduction? As we know that in Malaysia, we are known as transit and destination countries. Right? Transit means transit means the migrants or the victims not intended to come to Malaysia, but they wanted to go to other country. But because of the distance, because of the journey, they have to transit in Malaysia and go to other destination country. Example, it was happens in, I think 10 years ago, where a lot of Sri Lankans migrants transit in Malaysia in order for them to travel to other countries, specifically New Zealand or Australia. But it was 10 years ago, not now. Okay. Destination country, of course, we are known as by other countries as well. Malaysia, because of the economic factors, we are the destination country for migrants to come over, especially for ASEAN countries, namely Indonesia, Thailand, Myanmar. Okay, so this is a remarks by internationally. We are the transit and destination country, but unfortunately, okay, the latest progress that the trends that we know that about the job scams incidents happens in Laos, Cambodia, or Myanmar. So a lot of our nationals or citizens be forced to work as scammers in those countries. So now we are also the source countries, right? So basically, this is situations in Malaysia for trafficking person. Okay. When we talk about trafficking in persons, one of the very important report is USD reports. Okay, from USD report, if everybody's haven't go through the reports, basically the four pillars from the Department of State will look into it. Namely, the first one is we call it 4P. Okay, the first P is prosecutions and enforcement. Okay, which is under the enforcement. They will see how Malaysia's efforts to combat trafficking in person, how many cases recorded compared this year and last year, and how many victims have been rescued from this year and last year, right? And the second perspective is the protections, how we protect, what is the approach that used by Malaysia to protect the victims, right? As we know that we have the shelters, we have 8 shelters. This is one of the efforts by the Malaysian government. It's not by the police, but the Malaysian government, right? And the third perspective is prevention. Okay, how we prevent trafficking in person happen in Malaysia. So of course it's through media and other efforts as well. And then number 4 is partnership. As you know that trafficking in person is a transnational crime, so we need to have partnership with not only the other countries but the NGO, international NGO as well, namely IOM, International Organization of Migration, ILO, International Organizations of Labor, and UNODC and others, right? Legislative, okay, of course, we have enacted our law in year 2007, where we have Anti-Trafficking in Person and Anti-Smuggling of Migrant Act 2007, or Act 670, where although we have enacted in the year 2007, but we started to enforce the law in 2008. But just for your information, ladies and gentlemen, in 2007, we only have the law, we call the law as Atip. It's not Atip Som. So Atip Som started in the year 2010, where we enacted our Atip law to combine 2 different offences, trafficking in person and smuggling of migrants together. Then we have the names Atip Som Act, right? Why? Why we need to combine? Because Malaysia is so special. We compare with other countries like Thailand, like Indonesia. They only focus on trafficking in person, so their law is more to trafficking in person. Other example I can give it to you is UK, the Modern Slavery Act. It is similar to our Atip Act. It's only focused on trafficking in person. The reason why, because some of the studies or the research shows that smuggling of migrants and trafficking in persons, some kind of relations between the 2 different offences. But we know that trafficking in person is trafficking in persons, including exploitations, means, and activities. On the other hand, smuggling of migrants is only you bring the migrants to Malaysia, cross borders, and then become an offence. Right. Next is the enforcement agency. In Malaysia, according to Section 27 of Trafficking in Person Act, we have 5 main enforcement agency to enforce or to combat trafficking in persons. Not only Royal Malaysia Police, okay, but we have 4 others department as well, or agency as well. Reason why we have 5 agency according to Section 27 is because you can see in every other departments or agency, they have the specializations in the special fields. For example, for immigration departments, they are specialized on immigration matters. On Royal Customs departments, they have the specializations on smugglings, not only smuggling of migrants, but smuggling of contrabands, on other things, so on, right? Of our Royal Malaysia Police, because as we know, we are all-rounders, we can investigate, we have everything. So in the 5 agencies, according to the Committee of Enforcement in MAPO levels, and for Royal Malaysia Police, it's a lead shepherds for Committee of Enforcement Agency. Right. Department of Labor. Department of Labor joins Artisom Act according to Section 27 in 2010. Okay, because as we know that they are specialized on labor matters. Example, recruitment. Examples, employment acts, employment law. So this is their specializations. Any question? No. Okay, what is the role and functions for the police or for the enforcement agency? First, of course, is rescues. I think the ultimate objective for Artisom Act is to rescue the victims. Second, of course, is arrest, because we not only to rescue, but to uphold the justice. It's not only for the victims, but for the country as well, for the traffickers. So second, we will combine together. We will make sure that in our operation we will rescue the victims and arrest the traffickers. And as you know, rescuing is not an easy work because we have to identify who is the victims. And on the latest slide, I think it mentions what is the tools that used by the enforcement agency or the Royal Malaysia Police to rescue, or identify and rescue the victims. Investigation is very complicated because we cannot only talk on papers, everything must put in writings. So investigations is partials of the police works or the enforcement agencies. Prevention, of course, we have to prevent the crimes to happen. So we have to use many methods to prevent. Prevents the words, and actually the purpose is to deter. Deterrence is not to deter for the traffickers to do it again, but to deterrent effect to the societies as well, not to commit trafficking person. Anybody knows that according to Section 12, what is the punishment for trafficking person? You can try. After the amendments last year, 2022, we have amended the law and the punishment increased from 15 years imprisonment, 15 years, increased to 20 years imprisonment. Is it heavy for the traffickers? All right, okay. Our capacity buildings. Why we don't need capacity buildings? Because we have to train our men, especially our frontliners, okay, to improve their skills and knowledge. Especially nowadays, this is the era of digitals, so you cannot depend on papers anymore. So skills, you have to improve your skills, especially on according to the emerging trends nowadays. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is a real figures for traffic statistic for trafficking person. You can see the total case for 2022, we have recorded 122 cases in Malaysia. Okay, as per this year until August 2023, August means 31st of August, we recorded 80 cases. And altogether we have 202 cases as well. So from the figures you can see comparatively, if compared to other crimes, murders, other serious crimes, my sincere opinion is, my humble opinion is that trafficking person is not very serious in Malaysia, actually. Why? We compare with Malaysia. First, we compare with other crimes, our other serious crimes like murders, like firearms, and other property crimes as well. First, we compare with the other crimes. Secondly, we compare with other countries. First, we compare with ASEAN countries. We compare with Thailand. Thailand's got double ups for the figures in Malaysia. I think they have recorded about 400 to 500 cases. And compared with Indonesia, they have more cases than Malaysia's. If you compare with Philippines, because they have more cases than Malaysia. So comparatively, we are better than the other countries in terms of the cases recorded for the year. Okay, number 2 is the IPO, interim protection orders, and number 3 is the protection orders. So the difference between interim protection order and protection order is that in Malaysia we rescue particular victims and we will apply for interim protection orders for the victims for the purpose for investigations to ascertain whether this is the real victims according to the definitions of Section 2 of ATIPS Act. We can cross-check with ATIPS Action Convention Trafficking in Persons 2016 as well. And in international levels, we have Panama protocols, we have TIPS protocols. So we have to align that the victims that we rescue is the real victims according to the both authorities that I mentioned just now. And protection order, of course, after investigations, we have ascertained that this is the victim, so we go to the court, applies for protection orders. Difference between IPO and MPO is that interim protection orders, according to sections 44 or 45 of ATIPS Act, the authorities or the police are given 21 days to investigate to confirm whether this is the victims or not the victims. Whereas for the protection order, court granted normally is 1 month for us to complete the investigations. Okay, total arrests. Last year we arrested 215, and this year we arrested 169. The number will be increased, right? Okay. Offences. Actually, according to sections 2 or so, in Malaysia we have 6 types of exploitations, namely sexual exploitation, forced labor exploitations, and removal of human organs and any illegal activities type of exploitation. So my question is, what is amounted to any illegal activities? Anybody, any idea? See, you want to try? Yes, you. Yeah. Okay. Anybody want to try what it means by any illegal activities?
Could it be prostitution or drugs illegal? Like maybe prostitution, prostitution or child worker or drugs?
Perfect. Very smart. Are you a PhD student?
No.
You look like a PhD student. Right. So that's the answer. One of the answers. Any illegal activities included child labor exploitations, where we'll read together with Child and Young Employment Act 1965. Okay. Other than child labor, what is the offence that where we can classify or we can categorize under any illegal activities? Anybody have any ideas? Yes.
If I may, according to the penal code, so an activity could be classified as illegal because it reaches the penal code, or it reaches the penal code.
Good try.
Okay.
Good try. Okay, it's almost there, but not there yet. Right. Actually, another practical any illegal activity that happens in Malaysia is baby selling activities. Okay, and we read together with Child Act. Okay, so any illegal activities in Malaysia is first is child exploitation, second is baby selling. Removal of human organs. I can see from 2022, we compare last year and this year, we have not recorded any cases in Malaysia. And as I said, we have started our law in 2007. Until now, it's about 15 years. I haven't seen any removal of organs exploitation in Malaysia before and after, and I hope in future also. Because in 2018, we have one cases reported and classified under exploitation and removal of human organs in Sarawak. But luckily, it's only a false alarm. It's not fall under trafficking person, but fall under cheating. So the suspect just advertised in videos, organ to sell, organ for sales. So we have arrested the fellow in Sarawak, Kuching, and investigate the backgrounds. So the end of the investigation shows that it's only a con man. So we charge them under section 420, cheating, penal code. Right, okay. So I have another 15 minutes, okay? Right, so I go. This is smuggling of migrants, nothing to do with today's forums, because today we are talking about human trafficking. Best practices, proactive victims identifications. Okay, the first question is the purpose for us, or the main roles for the Royal Malaysian Police is to rescue victims. So the question is, who is the victims? And the second question is, who is the victims? How to identify the victims? So this is the main arguments before we have NGSDI. NGSDI stands for National Guidelines on Human Trafficking Indicators. As you can see, this is the indicators that we use not only for the enforcement agency, for the NGO as well, and for MAPO, KDN as well. Right. So before we have these NGSDIs to identify our victims becomes a big argument, because enforcement agency and the DPP, we always apply subjective view. Subjective view means I think this is the victims based on my experience. On the other hand, on enforcement as well, you said they are the victims based on my experience. So what is the standards that are used by the DPP, the court, and the police? So in order to avoid this kind of subjective views for victim identifications, now we have NGSDI. So and basically NGSDI is a list of questions based on the type of exploitation. For example, sexual exploitation, we have 10 list of questions. First questions like, do you have any experience? Do anybody force you to have intercourse? Something like that. This I'm not sure about the correct wordings of the sentence. If the answer is yes, then the second question will go. If the yes, so if all the question the victim said is positive, is yes, means we are almost confirms that it's the victims. And this is not used by the enforcement agency as well. It's others by DPP and by the court, right? Any question? No question. Victim assistance specialist. So the question is, after we rescue the victims based on victim-centric approach, we have to know that the psychologists or mentalist thinkings of by the victims. So victims most will not give any cooperation to the enforcement agency in order for them to give any statements to the police or assist investigation. So this is the main challenges for the enforcement agency, especially for the investigating officers. So what should we do? So we have in 2020, we have applied the blue approach where we appoint somebody from, especially for the counselors, as the victim assistance specialist. So what is the functions of the victim assistance specialist? First, become the bridge or become the mediators between the enforcement agency or the DPP and the victims. So whatever we want to get together any information through the VIC. So the VIC is a person who knows psychology, is a good counselor. We approach the victims, okay? Because one of the reasons, because before the victim been rescued by the police or the authorities, usually the traffickers will threaten the victims like, don't give any cooperation to the police, otherwise I will kill your families. So these kind of things. So the victims have the mindset that they cannot give any cooperation to the police because of their life or their family life. So we need somebody to encounter these problems and not through the police with the uniforms. Okay, I know maybe some of you as well, not really like the police, right? I don't know. I got this information. I don't know if it's correct or not. It's not right, but I hope it's not true. If you don't trust the police, who else are you going to trust? Why you smile? Okay. All right. Okay. I have another 10 minutes. Okay. This is the operations we launched this year based on NGSDI. That's one. NGSDI. Okay. The purpose for us is to explore sectors, few sectors, identify the victims, especially in the Klang Valley, right? We have explore factory, plantations, to do inspections, and based on NGSDI to identify victims. As you can see, the number of operations are arrested, and we have conducted 8 operations, arrested 273 individuals, traffickers, and for the victim, we have managed to successfully rescue 37 individuals, which is underage. Underage, according to Artificial Act, is how many years and below? Any idea? You are right. You are a PhD student, right? You look like a PhD student. Okay, this is fine. All right, okay. It's 18 years and below. Okay. Okay, this is some of the video statements. This is smuggling of migrants, combating smuggling of migrants by sea. This happened in Selangor. I don't think I have to mention about this because this is smuggling of migrants. Today is for human trafficking. So we skip maybe next time, right? Okay. Social media approach. As we can know that a lot of people will comment from the police what we have done, what happened to the case, get reported. Example like that yesterday we have a big case happened in Malaysia, where if somebody see the newspapers or something like the videos, you know that 24 victims have been rescued in Peru yesterday by the Peru police. So actually we have done something through MOFA, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to assist us to rescue, to pass the information to the Peru police. So this is the things we have done, but we must have a media or approach or to inform the public that we have do some things. So nowadays we have Facebook, we have TikToks, we have Instagrams, we have YouTubes. So to inform, if anyone knows what happens to the operations, you can see from RMP TV, we have RMP TV, Royal Malaysia TV, okay. We have Instagrams, CID underscore RMP, TikTok as well. TikTok is not the dancing, but it's about the operations, what we have done. International engagement, International engagement, as we know that we cannot, this is a transnational crimes. We cannot have the pride that Malaysia, we are too great in order to combat trafficking persons. So we have to engage with other countries, especially for the ASEAN countries. Right? You can see the logos. First, of course, is RTP, Royal Thai Police. It's very close to Malaysia. We have PNP, Philippine National Police. The second one. And of course, Ministry of Public Security of Vietnam. In Vietnam, they don't call it police, but they call it public security. You know why? Anybody have any ideas why they didn't call police in Vietnam? I think maybe this is because of the systems. They're a communist country. Yeah? Yes, you are right. You are also a PhD student. You look like a PhD student. I've proven you are a PhD student. China, PRC, People Republic of China, Vietnam, Laos, they are using public securities as the police. Okay, and the third one is Brunei and other countries as well. And recently we have engaged with PRC as well, People Republic of China, because of the recent cases, the recent trends or the emerging trends of job scams in other countries, Cambodia, Laos, and Myanmar. So we have to engage with PRC because we understand that most of the operators are from China, the syndicate also from China. So we have to engage with them to have information sharing. I will go to later. This is about the latest law about the recruitments, right? Way forward. This is a fixed strategy or the way forward for the Royal Malaysia Police. First, we have emphasized on victim identifications. We have to identify more victims in different fields. Fishing industry, we haven't explored yet, but we got a lot of information, but we cannot confirm that whether they are the victims or the fishermen or not. So this is one of the areas that we're going to explore. Smuggling of migrants. Smuggling of migrants is another problems for our countries because according to the studies that smuggling of migrants are vulnerable groups, and vulnerable groups is amongst the women and the children. So migrants also are categorized of one of the vulnerable groups. So vulnerable group is a big risk for them to fall under the categories of victims according to our Artists Act. Organized crimes. What is organized crime? So according to our studies, and statistics shows that we are not going for the small fish anymore. So we have to go for the big fish. So normally the big fish will stand behind the scene. So in order to catch them, we have to label them of a trafficking person as the syndicated crimes. So organized crimes, the definitions for organized crime according to penal code is 2% and above. For me, as serious crimes. Serious crime means any offense, it brings punishment of 10 years imprisonment and above. And the third one is, of course, you must gain something from the organized crimes. In this perspective, is the money, right? So organized crime. Number 4, charging rates. As you know, we open up investigation paper, we arrest, we rescue, and the ultimate objective for us to open up investigations is to charge them in the court. So no point for us to investigate. At the end of the day, the case classified as no further action, NFA. So we are going to chase for the charging rates. We want to arrest more persons, increase our charging rates. Now currently our charging rate is about 40%. Okay, means if you have 10 cases of trafficking persons, only 40% can be charged in court under Artisom Act, right? Okay, capacity building, he knows that you have to train our frontliners, okay, especially on digital investigations, dark web, or this is all the new trends of trafficking person. Integrated operations, as you know, we have 5 enforcement agency, and each enforcement agency they have specialized nations as well. So we have to combine together all the strengths. So we have to do integrated operations. I have another 5 minutes. So last word from me. In order to combat trafficking persons, to eliminate trafficking person in Malaysia, we cannot work alone. Not for the enforcement agency, not only MAPO, not only NGO, we must stand united to combat trafficking persons. Thank you. Or any question? Any questions from the floor? Yes.
Maybe you can tell us how large some of these organized crime syndicates are and how many you've identified.
Okay, good. Are you a PhD student? All right. Okay. Of course, this is a very good question. In order to identify the organized crimes, of course, we have to do a lot of first intelligence gatherings. So intelligence gatherings normally we gain from the various operations. Okay, we have to rate this premise, rescue people from all the operations. Then we have to do analysis. Okay, from the intelligence recording statements, we find out who is the person behind. Okay, and for organized crimes, normally they will have the hierarchies. It's not only the big boss. You have the transporters, you have the recruiter, you have harborers. For all these, so we have. I'll give you the examples now. Can you see the chart? Anybody, can you see the chart? Is it clear? No, of course it's not clear because it is real, real organized crimes picture. Okay, so you can see there's 3 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, this is 5 layers for organized crimes. From the bottom, okay, normally this is a small fish. So from small fish is we'll go for the 2nd layer, and the 3rd layer, and the 4th layer. So it combines all the investigations we had gathered before, and it will take normally about more than 3 months or years to identify each individual or each member of the syndicates. It's not only identify, we have to identify their roles. So this is the boss. So financial, and another thing is we have to investigate not only from the organized crime perspective, we have to investigate from money laundering perspective as well. So because money or financial is the main source for them to organize the crime. Emma, answer your question.
Yeah, how big are they?
It depends. It depends on the crimes. Okay. I think the biggest, not for trafficking in person, but for smuggling of migrants, where we have arrested 135 individuals in Johor, for the activity of smuggling of migrants. Okay, this is during Op Benteng. Anybody knows Op Benteng? Malaysians? Anybody knows Op Benteng? Op Benteng is the ops we started in the year 2020. What happened in 2020? COVID. What happened to COVID? MCO. So everybody worries that migrants coming into Malaysia to spread the virus. So for enforcement, we have to cut the things. Not allows anybody, especially migrants from Indonesia or Thailand, who are coming into Malaysia. So we launched the ops called Ops Vetting. So one of the effort is not only from the grounds, we have to identify who is the operators, who is the organizers in activities of smuggling of migrants in Johor Southern region. And at the same time also, we have another groups in Penang as well, and this is not the Indonesian migrants, but this is Rohingyas group. So we arrested 38 or 37 of individuals, the whole syndicate. At the same time also, we arrested 27 individuals in Perak, in the Central Asian regions, for another syndicate of smuggling of migrants. So the question is how big? It all depends to the organizations and how long they will operated. Am I answer your question?
Oh, I have a follow-up question. A lot of the syndicates, are they Malaysians?
It depends.
The syndicates that you mentioned, were they Malaysian?
Okay, for the Penang groups, they are not Malaysians because their customers or the migrants are Rohingya, so they are not Malaysian. For Johor groups, majority of them is not Malaysians, and some of them are Malaysians because the Malaysian group members is not at the top levels. Unfortunately, they are not at the top levels. Mostly the Grab drivers, the transporters. So this is a level of Malaysia, unfortunately. Sad, right? Okay. Any question? Follow-up question? No. Yes. Right.
So when you were saying the cases, right, and the chart that you show, right?
Mm-hmm.
So usually the small fish is maybe people below 21, 17 years old, 18 years old. Even last year there was a case, the one who would transport these traffickers was 17-year-old boy, I would say. So do you consider him as a human trafficker, or would you see as he is also part of the, big scam of this job kind of things? How do you all, yeah.
Yeah, I understand your question. It's a good question, but I think I have to correct your terms that you use. They are not the traffickers; they are the smugglers. They are the smugglers, okay? Because they are only the drivers. Okay, normally the driver is committed an offense of human trafficking. Sorry, human smuggling. As I said, human smuggling and human trafficking are two different businesses. Okay, if you ask my opinions, that I don't agree with you because in order to commit an smuggling of migrants activities, you have to look for the whole scenario or the whole transactions. Okay, from Indonesia coming over to Malaysia, and from Malaysia, once they landed in our beach or somewhere in Malaysia, okay, you have to send them to transit areas, and from the transit areas, you have to send them to the destinations that they intended to go. Okay, so this is a whole transactions. So the driver is what part of the actors in these activities. So I consider without him or he or she, I don't think the whole transaction will be completed. Right? Do you think so?
Yeah, but he might not know that he has to do that, or he may be forced into labor as well.
Force.
Especially he's 17, right? He might not.
We cannot put the presumption. Unfortunately, we have no presumption in according to our Autism Act. Presumption means if 17 years old or below, if they are the minors, they cannot think logically or to things that this is wrong or not wrong. But according to penal codes, if you are 12 years old and below, you can apply the presumptions. Right? Okay.
Are they charged under Child Act?
Wait. Okay, right. Okay.
Are they charged under Child Act or do they go under the normal route?
They will charge under Section 26A for smuggling of migrants.
But they're underage.
If they are underage, they have to apply the procedures under the Child Act in some of their sentences. Correct, my magistrates? Am I answering your question? Okay, I think time's up. Let's go for second section. Second slot is more interesting.
Thank you.
Let's ask the majority. Yes.
Teruskan.
Teruskan. Okay. Majority or democracy or authority? Oh. Okay, where's my slide? Oh, kena macam ni ya. Oh, nampak.
Yeah. Just now you are bit.
Thank you for
Oh, ya, saya dengar.
Yeah.
Thank you for all your participation in the first session today. I hope you found the information presented useful and gained some useful insights. We will now move on to our next session, so please welcome again Superintendent Ko.
Very forward. Okay, I can continue. Okay, this is more interesting because this is more related to us because as I said, human trafficking is not a big issue in Malaysia, but this is a big issue now in Malaysia. Recruitment through social medias. Same introductions. The route and destinations. What is the route used by the traffickers in order to send our citizens to destination countries? What is the MO, the modus operandi? What is the, thank you. What is the statistics? How many Malaysians we con to the destination countries? What is the challenges faced by the police in order to tackle these issues? And what is the way forward from us and the strategies from us? Right. Okay, introductions. Recruitments, because recruitments, everybody can see from social medias. Example like especially the very common one is from Facebook's recruitments. You're looking for jobs, so you just type jobs. Then will come out some of the apps. You see offer the job to you, and not only in Facebook but also sometime in Telegrams. Okay. So what is the similarities or the commons offer in the apps? First, salaries. Okay, salaries. Easily, for me it's not high, but for them it's very high. I know why. Okay, normally they will offer one 1,000 USD to 2 USD. If Malaysian ringgit is times 4.5 is about 7 to 8,000. Okay, 7 to 8,000. Not included the allowances, the bonus, the commissions, okay, and other benefits. And the most interesting for the offer is it's not working in Malaysia. This is the opportunity for them to work in overseas. Where? To Cambodia. Cambodia is nothing, right? Okay. Laos, Myanmar, Philippines, or Dubai. Most of the people you see Dubai, then they will go forward. Yes, I want to work in Dubai. Although their academic qualifications is only standard 5 or not even finished their primary school, but their intentions, their vision is very high. You want to earn money, you want to work in overseas. So this is an attractive point for the traffickers to the victims, right? And if you have no money, no problems for them because all expenses, your travels, your passport, your travel documents, will pay by the company. Okay. So working hours, 8 hours working, 8 hours work days with 1 or 2 days per month means you are white collar workers. You don't have to carry anything. You don't have to have any qualifications. Okay, so you can work. They are welcome you. Also, this is the recruitment. And this is what happened to them. First, I can see the CNS insiders. I thought Malaysia would treat Malaysian. I was stupid, and he is really stupid. Right? Okay. And you can see not only the men's, not regardless the race, regardless the whether you are man or woman, and be con. Okay, so this is the real stories by some of them reported by the medias. You can see the first slide, the first picture on the CNA insider. I thought Malaysia would cheat Malaysians. I was stupid, and he got a job in jobstreet.com. So we have investigated jobstreet.com before. You know where is the office of jobstreet.com? Anybody have any idea? Why I mentioned about jobstreet.com? Because their office is nearby here. Somewhere here. Okay, who is the targeted groups for job scam? 18 to 45 years old. So luckily, I'm not in the groups. Okay, they don't want me also. In fact, I slightly exceeded the age group only. Okay, slightly exceeded, not very far. Okay. You don't believe? Okay, 18 to 45. 18 to 45. Okay, but besides 18 to 45, some cases, isolated cases, are below. There's some of the victims are below 18 years old. I think the most extreme is 15 years old. Travel to Cambodia, but not alone, together with the father. Okay. So they are the victims, but we managed to rescue them. Okay, gender, male. Okay, but according to our statistics, more than 80% are men, and the rest females. No transgender. Okay, academic qualifications, normally primaries to secondary education. Language, Chinese. And this is based on the statistic in year 2021 and 2022. And recent cases as language is not the main considerations by the companies anymore. So increasing number of non-Chinese, especially from Sarawak. Okay, Iban, Bidayus, so increasing number. Anybody from Sarawak? Nobody from Sarawak. Are you from Sarawak? Which part of Sarawak? Kuching. Kuching is the hotspot. Okay, anybody from Sarawak? No. Okay, hotspots for Sarawak, Kuching, Cebu, Miri. It's 3 districts. So a lot of people be called. Okay, and another very common characteristics of the victims are they are the first time international traveler. Normally they don't have any passport, and this is the opportunity for them because the company will arrange for them to issue the passport for them. So unfortunately, a lot of people still thinking that they can make money in overseas. So you can see from the targeted groups, we know the victims are mostly, I cannot say they are not smart enough, that they are slightly better than stupid. Okay, what we call that? Okay, so what happened to them? Okay, internationals, Interpol have issued the notice. The purple notice have issued, the orange notice have issued to warn countries, like Asian countries. Malaysia, we have received the purple notice on these job scam activities on the 3rd of June 2022. And the following year, this year, on the 2nd of May, we have received another Interpol notice, which is the orange notice. The criminals' activities MO in Cambodia, in Myanmar. Okay, how to travel to the destination country? As I said, 3 main destinations. First, Cambodia. Second, Laos. And third, not Mesot, sorry. Mesot in Thailand. In Myanmar. Specifically, in Myanmar, the hot spot is Mewadi. I don't know if it's correct or not, my pronunciations. Mewadi. Okay, and in Cambodia is Sihanoukville. Okay, I don't know if it's correct or not, my pronunciations, but I think everybody is mentioned about say the same pronunciations. Sihanoukville. I went there before in Sihanoukville for the visit. It's not like Cambodia. It's not like ASEAN country. It's not like Malaysia. It's like a small town of China. It's like Guangzhou in Sihanoukville. You can see all the signboards, all the buildings. It's all Chinese everywhere. Okay. So how to travel? By 2 ways. First, legally. Second, illegally. Legally, of course, through KRA. If you want to go to Laos, you have to transit to Bangkok and then transit to Laos. But if you want to go to Myanmar, you have to use 2 ways. First, you have to travel from KRA to Bangkok and then by road to Mesot. Okay, normally by car to Mesot. Mesot is the border between Thailand and Myanmar. It's only the river distance, something like that. Very short. Okay, I went there before, so right. So from Mesot, you smuggle to Myanmar, right? Some of the extremes examples happened in 2020 during our MCO, because as we know, during the MCO you cannot travel by air. So they all travel by route. So you have to go a very long way until Kelantan, Sungai Golok, enter Thailand, you go to Bangkok, you go to the north of the Bangkok in the Mekong rivers, you cross to either to Cambodia or Laos in order to become a scammer. Right. I can see on the right, this is the pictures from, actually this is a research done by UNODC. It's a hotspot area in ASEAN, involving the 3 countries. Okay, this is a MO, as I mentioned just now, recruitment through social medias, mostly by Facebook. Okay, in the Facebook you will see they're giving you a contact number. So whoever who are interested to work abroad or work as a scammer, they'll contact the phone. Then the persons or the agents will ask you to open up or to get your contact in WeChat. So from Facebook, it divert you to WeChat. Okay, and other social media. So mostly they are using WeChat, not Telegram, not Instagram, but WeChat. Once you agreed with the offer, second steps, you arrange for your travel documents, your flight tickets, everything, and you just follow the instructions. Go to the airport, somebody will fetch you and send you to the airports, and you travel to the destination country. Once you have reached the destination countries, 2 things will happen to you. First, you'll be employed, and you become a scammer and earn whatever you wanted to earn. It's a big money. It's not, but for my experience from the victims that come back from overseas, the conclusion is that it's not easy to become a scammer. You must have a very high intelligence, like everybody here. Okay. It's based on logical thinking. You only have primary qualifications, academics. You not finish your primary schools, no. So you want to become a scammer. It's not easy to become a scammer. Right? Okay. Why? I'll tell you later. Okay. Second example, you refuse. You don't want to become a scammer. Reason, because you'll be offered as a customer service or in customer service or other than scammers, but you'll be forced to work as a scammer. So the victim will say, I refuse to do so. Then that will happen to them. What will happen to them? This one will happen to them. Taser gun. You know what is taser gun? Taser gun, stun gun. Okay, they torture you in order to force you to work as a scammer. Okay, you can see coercion into work. We have to force you, right? If they have forced you to work and yet you still cannot perform, 2 options for him. First, you sell to other companies, and you started again. They torture you and force you to work. Okay, or you call your families, pay for the compensations, or some say it's the ransom. How much have to pay? It depends to the expenses on you. It's 10,000 USD or more than that. I think the lowest is about 10,000 USD. 10,000 USD is about equivalent to 45,000 ringgit Malaysia. Okay. If you pay the ransoms, doesn't mean you can come back. Right. Okay. What is the scamming activities in the national countries or organized by the companies? according to our the statement by the victims, two types of scams. First, investment scam. Second, is the love scam. What is the love scam? Anybody know what is the love scam? Anybody? Can you give me any example of love scam? I mentioned the love scam. Okay. Anybody want to try? Love scam. No, love to scam. No, love scam. Okay. This is the question always posed to those who are not married yet. Those who are married, love scam is nothing for them, okay? Because they know how to love. Okay, it's not married yet. Okay, you want to try? Anybody want to try? What is love scam? Oh, you want to try? Okay, what's the answer of love scam? No. Okay, basically love scam is very easy. If I'm the scammer, so I will go and send a message to you. Okay. Examples. What's your name? You. Sophia. Okay, I know you are Sophia. But I will send you a message to you. Hi, Diana. So I will send this is the first step, become a scammer of love scam. Okay. You are Sophia. So I send to you. You are Sophia, sorry? Yeah, Sophia. Okay, everybody know you are Sophia. And I am a scammer, I know you are Sophia also. But I purposely send a message to you. Hi, Diana. If you are smart enough, you know, most probably this is scammers. But if you are lonely, after schools, after the class, after a lecture, you are alone, so you start to reply, I'm sorry, I'm not Diana. I'm Sophia. This is the first step. Because we have go through the scripts, to become a good love scammers. So this is one of the trick. Okay, so started from there. This is step one. Step one, me. Okay. Step two. Okay, what is the step two? Okay, step two. Then started to get whatever information from you. Why they want to know? The purpose for them is wanted to know whether you have money or not. If you have no money, okay, don't waste my time. Okay, that's it. Okay, Okay, we have money, right? Then we go for second step, third step, and by stages. Until one stage that if I'm a girl and you are the boys, who is the boys? Boy, I'm looking for a boy. Are you a boy? Penal code. Okay, you're a boy. Okay, till one step. We are into relations. Then I ask you a question. This is a very killing question. Okay. Have you ever think about our future? Love scam. Have you think of our future? So of course you are man. Definitely you say yes. Right. So the scammer said, okay, I'm thinking to invest on something. Or to buy something. Normally they instigate, they wanted the man to invest on something. The most common is a cryptocurrency investment. Okay, so you invest how much you want to invest? If a girl asks you about that, have you ever think about our future?
Say 1,000.
Huh?
15,000.
15,000. No, this is not according to the script. According to the script, normally they invest 1,000, 2,000, small money first. Okay, according to the script, come on, according to the script. Say 1,000. Okay, normally 1,000, you gain 2,000. Okay, within 1 week or within few days. So you build up your confidence because scammers, right? You build up your confidence. So you earn 2,000. Then started from there. Okay, you ask you a question against, also a killing question. Okay, have you ever think that we will have our families with a big house for our children? Okay. Okay. So if you are the man into relations, okay, if you are serious, so you are finished because you start to invest money. So this is what we call it, in short, love scam. Okay. On the other hand, what is the investment scam? Okay, what is the investment scam? Okay, investment scam is more interesting. It's psychology, but I don't think I have to mention about that because we have another 15 minutes, right? Okay. So maybe next time I will continue what is investment scam, right? Okay. This is basically what is happens to according to our investigations. What is the situations in the destination country, or the compound? You can see the compound. If you lock up in the compound with the street guards, the civilians, all these things you can see from the Facebook or from you can Google yourself. It's true. Why I say it's true? Because according to the statements by the victims coming back from overseas, we have recorded their statements, including their intelligence statement, whatever statement we have recorded. These are the things. I will compare with the documentaries in YouTube. It's the same. Alright. Okay. What is our strategy? Because first of all, rescuing. Once we have received the information, normally we receive information from various channels, from the NGO, from the political parties, from other agencies as well about the victims. The first advice from the police is please launch a police report, because we don't want to have any things not in written. So once you have launched a report, it means officially we will register you as the missing person or the victims in other countries. Okay. And the second purpose is anything we must put in writing in order for us to begin our investigations, not by hearsay, but is recording according to criminal procedure codes. Okay, rescuings. Okay, rescuings in 2020, when this thing happens in Malaysia. Okay, just for your information, ladies and gentlemen, we have received the first reports of job scamming in somewhere in November 2021, where we have received a report from a boy, 18 years old boys, came back from Laos. Okay, launched a report that he was tortured and forced to become a scammer in Laos. So we are the one who interrogate to investigate. At first, we thought something wrong with this boy because it's never happened before, and this is the first case. And his stories is we cannot. We are investigating whether it's true or not, because this is according to Wonderland stories. No, travel from Laos. In order for you to go to the Laos, you have to travel from Golok, Sungai Golok, to Bangkok and stay in Bangkok with somebody, and then go to the Sungai Mekong. So that time we think about Sungai Mekong. This is a Vietnam War stories. Sungai Mekong. It's never come across to our investigations before Sungai Mekong. So after investigations, and we have others, evidence shows that what we mentioned by this boy is true. So we started our investigation. We formed a task force, specialized on to tackle this issue. First case in Laos, and in somewhere in February to March of 2022, thing burst, because a lot of families go to the NGO, go to the media, saying that their family members stranded in Cambodia. So the first case in Cambodia. We have received, I will show you the statistic later, all right, okay. So we have to engage with Cambodia, and unfortunately in early of 2022, when we first engaged with Cambodia, we are not happy with their attitudes or their way to treat the victims. We said that they are the traffic victims, please rescue them. Just then, the Cambodia police at that time, not now, we emphasize they are not the trafficking victims. Just then, this is a conflict between the workers and the employers, and this is only conflicts on employment law in their country. So they are not rescuing them. They deport them back to Malaysia. So this is not we want, and this is not. We have sent the letter to MOFA, okay, that complains that this is not what they think, because according to the statement by the victims, they'll be forced to work, and this is clearly is trafficking in persons. Okay, with countries, you are not considered them as a traffic person. But afterwards, about 6 months later, it's not only the Malaysian as the victims, Taiwan, China, and even US citizen as well. Okay, we have the case that US citizen also is the victims in Cambodia. So it started to put pressures on to the governments. So the government said they have to do something. And in some way, in October of 2022, I think they have started the big operation to chase them out, all these scammers in Cambodia. And they arrested the operators from China and charged them with human trafficking law, according to their law. So now we have no problem with Cambodia, we have no problem with Laos. If you have any friends who want to become scammers and been there, you want us to rescue, in Cambodia, chances is very high. In Laos, chances very high we can rescue you, as long as you have to give us the information. What information we need is the location. Once we get the locations, then the chances for them to rescue them is more than 50%. On the other hand, if your friends or whoever is there stranded in Myanmar, I will say the chances is slimmer. It depends on your luck. Okay. Even we have discussed with other enforcement agencies. We have discussed with FBI. We have discussed with FBI because we want to have a brainstorming sections to discuss what is the way or the best way that we can do from the perspective of enforcement to rescue our people or the victims in Myanmar. So the answer is, it depends on the luck. There's nothing much we can do, and we all know the situation in Myanmar is unlike to other countries. Okay, what happened if the victim in Malaysia? Anybody have any ideas? If you have the information that the victim in Malaysia forced to become a scammer, so what happened to the victim? What will happen to the victims?
Rescue.
11 o'clock we receive the information. If we receive the information with exact location, I think by 11:30 we can rescue the victims. It's happened before, because we have the experience with Cambodia. We don't want this thing happens to our country as well. So last year we have managed to rescue, this is scammer in Malaysia, okay? 3 groups in Malaysia. First group in this area also, Okay, in this way, involving Vietnamese victims, 49 of them, 20 women, and the rest men in Cambodia. No, in Malaysia. So prevention. Okay. So what is the strategy? Prevention. Okay, I got another 10 minutes. Okay. Preventions. Okay, of course we have to tell people, we have to educate people the preventions. Tell them don't ever go to overseas. Okay, look at yourself. Okay, what's your qualification? Okay, but I will show you what is the result after we have do a lot of public awareness campaign on that to educate people. Okay, I'll give you another example. One of the factors is economic factors. We cannot deny this. Economic factors is the push factors for Malaysian to work as a scammer in other countries. In 2020s, okay, during MCO times, okay, we have rescued a lot of victims originally from where? From Johor. Okay, from Johor. Which part of Johor? Johor Bahru, Batu Pahat, and Segamat. Okay. Can I know who is from Johor? Anybody from Johor? Yeah, you are from which part of Johor? Oh, Muar. Okay. We are orang kampung. But I'm not Muar, I'm JB. Alright, okay. You know, what's so special about Johorians? Johorians, they can work in Singapore. Okay. How much you can earn in Singapore? Okay, now what is the exchange rate? 3.2. Slightly lower than the US currency, right? It's logic. If you can work in Singapore as a Johorian, do you think you will work as a scammer in other countries? It's more more risk. Do you think so, right? But back to 2020, because we cannot travel to Singapore, so a lot of people to take a risk to work in Cambodia at that times. Luckily, the figures change. Because I think a lot of people, especially from Johor, the figures from the victim from Johor decreased a lot. And now it's only consists about less than 5%. Okay, the most worries part is Johor decreased, but Sarawak increased. What the reason? We cannot deny. Also because of economic factors. Investigation and prosecution, as I mentioned just now. Statistics. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the statistics until 30th of September. Cambodia is the most, 116 police reports. Myanmar 110, Laos 43. Others. What is others? Others means Manila, Dubai. Okay, in Manila, when we mention about Manila, we have to mention about the special terms. This is called POGO. P-O-G-O. Anybody have any ideas of POGO? POGO stands for Philippines Option Gaming Operation. Means the government of Philippines given a special license for the companies in the special zones for them to operate online gaming. Okay, online gaming, not like Genting, but online gaming. So, so a lot of Malaysians or other countries we worked in this kind of companies, and behind the scene, behind the POGO, actually they are scamming companies because they are online gaming companies, right? Okay, if you notice that I think a couple of months ago, Philippines police have managed to rescue 2,700 over victims in POGO, one of the biggest zone in POGO, consists of 1,135 Malaysian be rescued. And of course there are other citizens as well. Bangladesh, Taiwan, China, Thailand, Indonesia. Okay. And African country also as well. Okay. Okay, total victims from total reports, 308 police report and received 396 victims, and we managed to rescue 261, and you have another 135 victims still stranded, mostly in Myanmar. And we believe this is only the police reports. We believe that there are more victims, not launch any reports, families. Okay, this is the current trends. Okay, you can see in somewhere in March, April, it increased. This is a peak last year, and now they're going down because people are getting smarter and smarter, and we know that it is job scams. What is the factors of declining rates? Of course, it's awareness. Okay, awareness. Let me share a story about the awareness. We have the discussions with the top levels how to do the awareness, because awareness is going to the TV programs, to go to the medias to tell people. Okay, so one of the things that we consider is the targeted group. If you go to the medias, if you go to the newspapers, so according to our studies, most of the targeted groups of peoples do read newspapers. So no point for us to go for newspapers. Okay, so because of that, we go for social medias. We go for FB, we go to TikTok and Instagrams. So this is strategies. I think this maybe is a new trend of campaign of awareness campaign. Engagement, okay, as I mentioned, we have to engage with related embassy, the NGO, interagency, and deterrence. We have launched 4 main operations, okay, to arrest. Our focus is the agent in Malaysia. Of course, there are some agent in Malaysia to arrange the people, the citizens of Malaysia, to go over to the destination country. So our target, we cannot arrest the operator in the countries. But what we can do is we arrest those agents. Challenges, okay. First, of course, is transnational nature. As we know, that trafficking in person is job scam also is a transnational crimes. Okay. We have to work. It's not for Malaysian. From the RMP, we can only stop them by arresting those agents. But the company in the destination country is still going on, so we have to cooperate with the destination country authorities for them to stop the activities. Okay, because as we said, this is a whole transactions, cross-border transaction. Malaysians is conned in Malaysia by agent, but the work and the trafficking activity happens in other countries. So this is a big challenge for us. Okay, public awareness. Many individuals are unaware. Still, some of them are unaware that they still wanted to go there to earn money because of the extractions that I mentioned just now. Income, financial support, and others. Anything happens? No, nothing. Okay. Hey, this is not so really important. Let's go to the way forward. We continue to come back to this issue, to curb the issue. International engagement has been done, and this is a continuous process. Major operations is still going on to identify the agents, right? Investigation and prosecutions, public awareness, civil society, And the latest strategies that we put inside is the established public-private partnerships. We cannot only rely on the agency, we cannot rely only on NGO, but we have to work together with the private company as well. That's what I mentioned. One of the private partnerships we are established this year is with Meta. Anybody know what is Meta? META? Because it's Facebook. So we are engaged with Facebook. Please help us, all right? Okay. Of course, because of the policy of the companies, not every request by the enforcement will be followed by the companies. But we will try our best to have a good cooperation with them to curb the issue to be spread. Okay? So thank you. It's 1 o'clock. Any question? Yes.
I work for an NGO.
And which NGO?
It's a very small NGO. There's only 3 of us, so it's negligence.
Still NGO.
Anyway, one of the worries that there was a discussion and they were picking up our brain was if Kalimantan opened as at the head of the state in Indonesia, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the influx of people from Sarawak will come in to work in Kalimantan. This is just a hypothetical thing. Do you actually see in your line of work, would that be something that the NGO in Sarawak should look into as well?
In what?
In the sense of whether that's scamming or any form in the line of your work, would you think that is something to do?
Okay, thank you for your question. It's a good question also. Are you a PhD student? This is a PhD question. Alright. Okay, from my perspective, if you ask me the questions, I don't think this is any big impacts or changes after Kalimantan becomes the capital of Indonesia. Because why? Because scamming is borderless. Now we can see people can go to Cambodia, people can go to even during the MCOs. No borders for that. Two meanings, border and borders for that. And for the things like the incident in the case in yesterday's Peru, do you ever expect that the Malaysians can go to the Peru and work as scammers? So borders, I think for this kind, I don't think is for any importance or it will affect anybody's, right? Okay, cyber world. Right. Next question. Yes, you are from?
I'm from Iraq.
Oh, Iraq, yes.
I'm PhD student.
Yeah. So I have to jot down your question, okay? Okay. Please.
I think you mentioned about the platforms, that social media that uses scammers. Normally they publicize how they publish those job opportunities in different platforms like Twitter or Facebook. I think you mentioned that those platforms are not cooperative properly, if I listen.
Oh.
But my question is that they didn't answer, they didn't reply by the legal authorities, or it was just a simple request by the police department, or what kind of questions you asked for from those platforms and why they didn't cooperate?
Okay, thank you. Okay, I didn't say that they are not giving any cooperations, right? It's only that we have to respect them. For example, Meta. Meta is a US company. They have their policy. And I think their policy is based on a few fundamental concepts, which is one of these is human rights, okay, equality before the law, everybody is the same. We cannot say jump to the conclusions and ask them to request them to stop these websites or stop this post or by anybody just from the request of the police. We must have the concrete or conclusive evidence to show that this website or this particular post is involving scamming. So this is what I mean. And we cannot do like without any investigations where we instruct you or your company to stop all these kind of things. No, because we have to respect you as a company, and you have your policy to follow as well, and we have to respect you because of your country in US, right? So this is not the restrictions, but this is the mutual understanding and mutual respect between the enforcement agency and the companies. And this is what we call it public and private partnerships. Okay, in order to become the partners, I must trust you, you must trust me, and you know my limit, and you must know my limit, and I know your limits, so we can work longer and stronger. Am I answering your question? Right. Yes. Okay.
Just out of curiosity, quick one. You mentioned that you trade victims with the traffickers. How is it usually negotiated? What are the reasons for saving the victims, right? You mentioned that you trade people with the countries, with the syndicates.
Repatriate.
No, deport. No, deport. You mentioned that you trade. How do you save the victims? Like bring them back to Malaysia, right? You trade victims. No? You didn't trade. Okay. No, I heard you trade. I could be wrong.
If this kind of question in the court, I say saya tak faham. Okay.
So you mentioned that Malaysia and Thailand has a good relationship with police forces, right? So my question is, what's the current joint cooperation between Malaysia and Thailand police forces in combating human trafficking?
Okay, all right. Okay, we can have two perspectives. Okay, in order to answer this question, first, from ASEAN's level. Okay, you know that we have SOMTC. SOMTC is one of the platform for ASEAN. SOMTC stands for Senior Officials Ministry, Transnational Crimes Corporations. SOMTC in ASEAN levels. So in ASEAN level, in SOMTC levels, things Thailand is the lead shepherds for job scamming, and Malaysia we are following Thailand on combating job scamming, right? Okay, this is from the perspective of international levels. Okay, from the perspective of the police to police, okay, we have departmental reviews between RMP and RTP yearly. So every year we have meetings with them. Okay, and this year just I think last 2 months we have the meeting with RTP to invite they come over to Malaysia and to discuss on few issue, and one of the issue is about job scamming. Okay, and live examples. Okay, last year they have passed us. We have requests for the RTP to repatriate or to deport our people back. As you know that people from Myanmar, they will go over to Mesot. Mesot is under Myanmar, okay. But when they are arrested in Myanmar, in Mesot, in Thailand, they have automatically commit immigration offense. No passport, no documents, travel documents. So we have requests through our embassy and through our P2P corporations with them to request to speed up the process of immigrations in order for us to bring them back to Malaysia. So normally upon our request they will agree. Normally, it will take 3 to 4 months, but upon request, they speed up the process. Of normally, they're 2 months or 2 weeks, or within 1 week, they will coming back to Malaysia. This is some of the example of the cooperation between RMP and RTP. Am I answer your question? Thank you for your question. Oh yes, all right. Oh, lady first. Okay. Yes. Okay. You are from? You are from? Bangladesh. Okay. Your friend from Bangladesh.
So, I want to know that in dealing with human trafficking, what are the major difficulties you have faced? And I have also faced.
Yeah, no, because your question is a PhD question. Very high levels. Yeah, I'm thinking, I almost cannot drink the waters now once I listen to the question. Right, I want to drink again. Okay, challenges. Okay, normal challenges. Okay, and high level challenges. Okay, first, common challenges are faced by the police in Malaysia for human trafficking cases. Language barrier. You are the victims, especially from Bangladesh. Example from Bangladesh. Once we have rescued you, we need to record the statements. We need to know what is the things that happens to you. So language barrier becomes one of the most challenge for us to communicate with the victims in order for us to facilitate you with the information to help you, to assist you. Okay, this is the first one, language barrier. Okay,
What is your initiative to remove these difficulties?
because we will contact our dear friends in our embassy of Bangladesh in Malaysia. This is one of the options, and through the programs and initiative from our MAPO, MAPO, we have a program with IJMs, cooperation with IJMs. IJM can provide 31 type of languages with 20 overs interpreters. Okay, services. All right. So this is the thing really help us. But the services provided by them is not the face-to-face interpreting, but virtual speakings or virtual conversations. Yeah, but at least they are helping us to solve the case or to assist the victims, right? Higher levels of challenges. I said one of the things of fundamentals concepts to apply on rescuing victims is gender equality concepts. Okay, so we are facing these problems, especially those countries. I don't mention which country, okay, but those countries, they do not have the concept of gender equalities, right? They treat the male and females differently. And we cannot change the concepts. The sad part is that we cannot change the concept. So in order to increase our mindset to uphold the justice and to combat trafficking in person, I think one of the things that challenges for us is to change people's minds on part of gender equalities. You must know we are the same. Equality before the law. According to Article what already? Article 8, yeah, right? Okay, Article 8 of Constitutions.
Okay.
Okay, sudah habis.
And last question. I know there will be. Okay. The rest you all can ask him outside because.
Okay, lunchtime. Okay, right.
Okay, last question.
PhD student?
Just no.
Alright.
There are recent trends we see lately on illegal agents selling off mates online, right? Like on Facebook and whatnot. So my question is, does selling off mates illegally through a freelance agent constitute to human trafficking, even with the mate's consent? Because there are transactions made of the mate being sold to a third party, but however the mate agreed to work but everything was done by legal means, like not obtaining proper working visa, getting through here, through illegal channel.
Okay, right. Good question. Okay. You have to refer to Private Employment Act. Okay, where this is under the purview of Labour Office. I don't agree that you use the word sell or sold. They are already transferred from one employer to another employer, and I'm very sure that this is violations of Private Employment Act. And Private Employment Act is not is not the same natures of the offence, which is more to civil offences. And for your information, if you go through the Private Employment Act as well, we police have no power of investigation or enforcement. It's only the Labour Office have the power. So the answer is no. Based on my experience.
Okay.
Thank you very much.